One of Chelsea's greats and one of this generation's Chelsea's ever greats, winning two Premier League titles, Premier League Player of the Year multiple times. Eden Hazard has had a terrible run of things in Real Madrid with injury scares, injury crisis, only scoring 4 goals in 3 seasons, but winning a La Liga title when being in Real Madrid this year, playing 10 matches, getting 1 assist, and has not been great at Real Madrid after that massive money move, but is still a top class footballer and still has something to show, and I'm sure still is willing to. And the talk is Eden Hazard is on his way back to the Premier League, and the two clubs interested in Eden Hazard are West Ham United and Everton Football Club, two clubs of money and two clubs who are in completely different situations right now in the Premier League. Of course, Eden Hazard is still 30, still has lots of time, still has many years to show what he's got. Depending on how his injuries go, Eden could have 3 to 4 years to still show what he's got at the top level. Eden is a great winger or attacking midfielder, or is a fantastic goal scorer when you need him to, but most of all, a brilliant dribbler. Premier League Player of the Season back in 14-15. And Eden Hazard is just a incredible footballer and needs to get some playing time to really show himself and get back in the game. And West Ham and Everton, completely different sides right now. Everton looking at relegation right now, not really, but teetering on the edge of it. And West Ham sitting in top four, becoming a top club in European football. And now David Moyes breaking that club into where they should be and where they are. And West Ham United in fourth place might be the team to land the great Eden Hazard. For me, if I had to choose which club he'd go to, definitely not Everton, the state they're in. Of course, Everton has the money and could bring him in, but the fee is reported right now that, of course, £21 million to land Eden Hazard from Real Madrid. They want to get him off the books. They want to get his contract off the books. And the two clubs willing to spend the money for £21 million and take the risk of Eden Hazard and the injury scare of Eden Hazard are West Ham United and Everton. Two clubs with the money, but West Ham, for me, are the club that got to land Eden Hazard over Everton. Of course, West Ham United do not have a squad that is full of depth, that has full of quality or big name players. Of course, they have an unbelievable squad with Declan Rice, Thomas Soucek, Kurt Zuma, Fabianski, Michael Antonio, some great quality of players. But adding a name in like Eden Hazard is going to bump up the jersey sales, could revive Eden Hazard's career. And if you can get Eden Hazard back in the league he knows, back playing the football he loves, and in the right system, I think Eden Hazard would do unbelievably. As we saw Jesse Lingard, a guy who is willing to dribble at opponents, run at them on the counter and transition. Eden Hazard would be brilliant at this, and he'd be a player that can actually come into West Ham and break defenses down with his dribbling, with his intricate passing. And that is what West Ham could use in the final third to help out the likes of Michael Antonio and other players. And I think he would be the perfect fit. £21 million is extremely cheap. And to land a player of Eden Hazard's caliber, yes, he's not doing so well right now, but he is still a top-end player. And just buying the name in Eden Hazard for £21 million is fantastic. Like I said, jersey sales, whatnot, you're going to bring in a big name, a world-class name in the realm of football. And Eden Hazard can still be revived. He's still a top class player. He's still only the age of 30. And he is still a Premier League great. And if he comes back to the Premier League, you never know what he can do. Of course, yes, he hasn't done great in La Liga since his big money move. But if you can bring him back, you never know what he's going to do. He is always rumored to be like players like, he plays exactly like Jack Grealish. He's a guy who's going to dribble. He's a guy who's going to create you chances and hopefully score you goals. Of course, he hasn't done that in a while. Like I said, scoring 4 goals in his time at Real Madrid since joining with only having 6 assists is not a good tally for a £100 million move. But Eden Hazard looks to be on his way and could be leaving as early as January, with the clubs of West Ham and Everton circling around him. For me, guys, I'm predicting he does go to West Ham. Not sure if it is in January, but I'd love to see him land at West Ham. He's going to leave Real Madrid, that is a for sure. But the likeliness is they would beat West Ham over Everton. And it'd be interesting to see where Eden Hazard lands in the Premier League, because that is definitely going to be where he comes back to, is the Premier League. It's just which club is going to be lucky enough to get Eden Hazard and have the chance to revive a man like Eden Hazard with the quality we know he has. But guys, Eden Hazard to the Premier League, a for sure for me. But to West Ham or Everton, debatable which one he goes to, but it's got to be West Ham. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Does Eden Hazard go to West Ham United? Does he go to Everton? or does he go to either of those clubs at all? Those two clubs are the only ones rumored at all right now. So let me know who you think Eden Hazard will go to in January when he leaves Real Madrid. Make sure to drop a like on the video. It really helps me out in the algorithm. Drop a sub down below. It really helps out the channel, and it is 100% free to do. And let me know what you guys think down below in the comments, and I'll see you guys for the next one. Peace.